Welcome to Legislative Deep Dive on Free Speech Media. It's been a while since we've done one of these, but I'm so excited about this bill, I couldn't help myself. As always, follow, like, subscribe, comment, and share to inform your friends and family about what's really being written and voted on in Congress. Today's episode is going to be short and simple. Senator John Kennedy out of Louisiana has sponsored a bill to provide that no federal funds may be used to implement, administer, or enforce the rules of the Department of Justice entitled Factoring Criteria for Firearms with Attached Stabilizing Braces. So let's dive in. This issue was actually brought to my attention by the wonderful organization that is the Firearms Policy Coalition. They sent me this email encouraging me to reach out to my senator and demand action on this bill. So let's take a look at the bill itself, shall we? S-827. Senators Kennedy and Senator Roger Marshall out of Kansas put this together, and it's one of those one-page bills that I really like, straightforward and to the point. So once again, this reads, to provide that no federal funds may be used to implement, administer, or enforce the rule of the Department of Justice entitled Factoring Criteria for Firearms with Attached Stabilizing Braces. It just repeats itself as the title, the heading, and then the text of the bill. Every useful piece of information in this bill is included in the title. So what does this mean? What is the factoring criteria for stabilizing braces? Well, back in January, the ATF released one of its many rulings where in a 98-page document, they redefined the term rifle as a weapon designed or redesigned, made or remade, and intended to be fired from the shoulder, and designed or redesigned, and made or remade to use the energy of an explosive to fire only a single projectile through a rifled bore for each single pull of the trigger. Now, this might sound like a fairly standard definition of a rifle, but the major difference here is the addition of the words redesigned and remade a couple of times over. They go on to clarify that this means that any attachment put onto a handgun that allows that gun to then be shouldered then now classifies it as a rifle. So you might be asking, why does that matter? Aren't handguns more controlled than rifles? Under most circumstances, yes. Yes, they are. But if we're talking about a handgun, they likely don't have a 16-inch or longer barrel and would therefore be classified as a short-barreled rifle, which the ATF explains further on in their ruling. So short-barreled rifles, or shotguns, are some of the most heavily controlled firearms in the country. They're almost banned and completely against the law to carry them across state lines. Without a license. There's all sorts of crazy stuff that goes against short-barreled rifles or like sawed-off shotguns. They don't like them. Now, this is how the ATF operates. They change the definition of something to make what was now legal illegal without changing a single law. And then they enforce the laws that they get to define against once law-abiding citizens who likely have no idea that the rules ever changed. This ruling is a roundabout way to enforce a pistol brace ban federally without a single elected official casting a vote on it. And Senators Kennedy and Marshall want to change that. Unfortunately, Congress can't undo a ruling from the ATF or the DOJ, but they can cut the funding for it quite easily. And that's what they're trying to do here. So call your senators, tell them to demand a floor vote, and tell them to vote yes on S-827 and stop the funding of this bureaucratic, unconstitutional encroachment on your rights. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep up the fight.